Assalamualaikum and Haya. Welcome back to MusMate podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything Muslim and new media as roommates. I'm Myra, your part-time pun specialist.
And I'm Nayli, your certified overthinker. So, Myra, what's today's topic?
For today's topic, we're talking about Haya or
Haya.
So basically, we're gonna talk about Muslim influencers and their role to improve relationships between Muslim and non-Muslim.
Spoiler alert, it's more than just posting, coffee next to your Qurans.
Yes. Okay, let's start with Malaysia, our beautiful roti canai filled tanah air. Muslim influences here, I would say, are like nasi lemak. Everyone loves them, but everyone has opinions on how they are doing it.
Yeah, let's take, for example, Nilofa. She is like the sambal in nasi lemak, spicy, bold, and integral to the dish. From, hijabi entrepreneur to global ambassador, she is showing the world that being Muslim and being successful isn't mutually exclusive, especially for women.
Yeah. But if we're talking about haya, which means your modesty, it can be seen in a lot of different perspective, Neely. Like Nilofa just now, yes, she is modest. She's covering her aura with her garments, but when we talk about the price of the clothes she's wearing, some would want to beg to differ.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because like wearing expensive clothes is not necessarily modest in Islam. No, because some might have that opinion. So because they feel like wearing clothing that is expensive is a sign of pride or vanity. So that's not modest.
So it's no longer haya lah. It's
It's haya.
haya. Okay, but guys, okay, I did look into it and I came across this Mufti website.
Hmm?
So actually, it is permissible to wear expensive clothes
I
if it is
see.
within your means. So,
Okay.
Hamad bin Abi Hanifa actually said that Abu Hanifa likes to wear expensive clothes and beautiful clothing to showcase the blessings of Allah on him and honoring the knowledge he has. So here, take a look, Nelly.
Where?
I open it on this tab.
Okay. Oh yeah, here it
Yeah.
says that in accordance with a hadith of the Prophet, where the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam advised his rich companion, saying, "When Allah gives you property, let the mark of Allah's favor and honor to you be seen." So this is by Sunan Abu Dawud.
Yeah. So guys, you can wear expensive clothes and it's still considered haya. As long as it's within your means, okay, your money. Don't pay later and then you're in debt, you don't pay no barakah because you're in debt. That one
Yeah.
is haya.
Haya. So okay, but if we're talking about possibilities or maybe
Yeah.
that what these Muslims influences can do,
Mm.
I did think of interfaith dialogues.
Oh.
Like I rarely see that in Malaysia or between influences in Malaysia, or am I wrong? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
What
think
do
the
you think?
same. Yeah, when you mention it, I also can't think of anything in Malaysia. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree because I can't name one in Malaysia. But I do know there is one interfaith dialogue kind of program in Indonesia. It's a program called Login. Okay, so the hosts are Habib Hussein Al Jaffa. He's a Muslim, and the other host is Catholic. His name is Onadio Leonardo, well known as Onan.
Not
So
Leonardo DiCaprio.
no, this is far from.
Oops.
So basically, they will talk about topics on religion, how you handle yourself in certain issues, and it's actually interesting, really, because I feel like it's interesting because they can talk about very controversial and sensitive issue in such a chill way. But again, I think Anna is very much open to the discussion
Mhm.
because he himself is in an intermarriage.
I
Yeah, so
see.
his wife is a Muslim. Speaking of Indonesia, after
Yeah.
all, guys.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But if we were to look at Malaysia, like the closest example I could give is Sadi. If
Yeah.
you know Sadi, he's very famous on TikTok, on Instagram. Like you, whenever you
Everyone
scroll
should know
your
Teddy.
reels, your TikTok FYP, he's there. And I think it's interesting and it amazed me how he shares about his journey learning about Islam, basically. And from a non-Muslim perspective, it is interesting to see because
Mm-mm.
it gives us like a positive perception of Muslims. Like, he tried fasting, he gives a review of halal food, and he also like sometimes talks about Islamic controversies and issues that
Mm.
appears and rise on Twitter, on TikTok, and he gives his opinion on that, which I think I appreciate him for that.
Yes. So yeah, it's like she's flipping the narrative one.
Yeah, it's like a soft dakwah in a sense,
Yeah,
but with a comedic twist because he is really funny. You
he
should
is
you
funny.
should
I
check his
enjoy his
out.
content so much.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like non-Muslims get to see Islam as this warm, inviting faith instead of the scary stuff stereotype in mainstream media. Yet okay, but we're talking about stereotype. We can't deny, Neely, that the
Mm-hmm.
biggest stereotype Islam had was on the hijab. Many
Right.
thought Muslim women are oppressed due to the hijab, and it leads to Islamophobia. We are
Mm-hmm.
not oppressed, guys, by the way.
We're not.
Some of us wear it and some of us don't because it is an internal battle within ourselves.
Okay, like it's really important to understand that hijab is the same way as any other ibadah like praying and fasting. We do it because we submit to Allah, right?
Yeah,
And then like
exactly.
sometimes we don't pray or fast, but we have to do it. So
Yes.
the point is to do it for Allah. No any other judgment you should seek from except for Him. Yeah. So to all girls out there who are still struggling and battling within yourselves, I hope you will get the istiqamah from Allah.
I mean,
Amin.
well, basically, okay, but we're talking about the hijab again. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually not impossible to mix modesty and fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So many people have been doing it. Like, for example, I could give JP Brings. She
Oh,
does, yeah,
Sabrina.
yeah, Sabrina. She does a lot of content, and her outfits are always on point. At least,
Real.
in my opinion.
I love her
Like,
fashion.
and recently, guys, she debuted as an actress in a K drama,
Mm-hmm.
Girl in the Mirror. She's still putting on her hijab, and it portrays how hijab is not a barrier at all for her to pursue her future in acting.
Yeah, I think she did something, especially appearing in a K drama, where many Koreans watch and they might think that, oh,
Yes.
hijab is actually not bad at all. You could still style it and it's very fashionable, very stylish. So that might seem small to us, but it's this little representation that we need so that non-Muslims could view us in a different light. So in this case, less is more. And I don't
Yes.
think solely talking about Islam is working anymore. We
Mm.
are living in a TikTok driven era, where we prefer watching than listening.
Mm.
And most of us have very short attention span, just like me. So I think
Me too.
video works, like short videos work more these
Yes.
days.
100% agree. And those things are actually a challenge for influencers too, right? Short
Yeah.
attention span by the audience. So I agree that even a little representation is significant to improve Muslim non-Muslim relationship. I also know this one influencer. She is a fashion hijabista.
Mm-hmm.
Koironisa, did you know her?
Oh yeah, she appeared on my Instagram reels. Yeah.
Yeah, it she sparks a lot of good feedbacks considering her hijab is always covering her chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a battle I'm trying to do. Okay, but do check out her
Yeah.
Instagram. I like her style very, very much.
But if you go back to our title today, okay, this might sound a little bit questionable. Is it actually Haya? Because modesty includes not attracting people's attention. And
Oh,
the way she dresses up, some people will argue that it's too much to the point that it's Haya. So for these people, like they would think it that way. But what say you, Myra?
I can't argue much on that, Neely, because again, it's their opinion, so they're
Mm-hmm.
free to express their thoughts. But if we are to look from the positive side, there is actually a powerful message beneath that layers of fabric and bold accessories she wear.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually pushing boundaries.
I see.
Yeah, within the traditional framework of hijab.
Mm-hmm.
She challenges the
Interesting.
stereotype that modest dressing usually we would think is dull and restrictive,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Only a certain color palette is
yeah,
there.
yeah. So in my opinion, I mean, her unapologetically stylish outfits can shift perceptions, showing that modesty doesn't mean sacrificing creativity or individuality.
I see. So yeah, I agree with whatever you said
Mm.
because for Muslim, especially those navigating their identity in a modern world, she proves that modest wear can be a joyful expression, something that you enjoy doing
Hmm.
and you express yourself while staying true to one's faith. So now
Yes.
let's zoom out to the global stage. I have an
Oh,
example
fun.
of someone from the US,
Hmm?
Dina Tokyo, if you know her.
I heard about her once.
Mm-hmm. So she's like the Beyonce of modest fashion. Okay, let's not forget to thank Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce.
So her journey has been a roller coaster, but it's relatable for many Muslims
Mm.
trying to balance their identity actually. So her content especially invites non-Muslims into the conversation without making it awkward. Like she
Mm.
tries to make it not awkward, and she started her journey also because she felt like there is no representation at all and she wanted to beat the hijab stereotype. Mhm.
Yeah. Living in Muslim minority country, that is a challenge as well, right?
Yeah.
And she took the challenge. Like, I love that. I love that for her and for representation. For me, I can only think of Adam Saleh. He is like the
Oh,
Tony Stark of Muslim
I know
influencers.
him.
Controversial, yes, but undeniably impactful.
Mhm.
He's he has this mix of humor and activism and making non-Muslims think, I think, Muslims aren't so different after all. If you look at the comments, right?
Mhm.
I never felt more relatable with him in one vlog that he did, where he had to spray Febreze because he ran out of perfume.
Wow.
I don't know if you can relate with it, but I experienced that once. I had this phase where I would watch his video every day, but that was very long time ago. But I
Mhm.
think he did something as well as a Muslim influencer in US.
I think I love how these global Muslim influencers show up to connect with their followers. Like you could see how they try and they put so much effort into it,
Mm, true.
and it makes non-Muslims live thinking, wait, Muslims are actually fun.
Mm.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I
So
like the
Mara,
idea. We are
what's
fine.
the verdict? Like are Muslim influencers the unsung heroes of Muslim non-Muslim relationship?
For sure. I feel like Muslim influencers are doing the heavy lifting by showing the world a version of Islam that's real and relatable. And of
Mhm.
course, we have to. I mean, Sadi is not Muslim, so he is actually doing something. So I think it's both of their role to actually come up to the media and like show that, oh, we can
Yeah.
coexist
Mhm.
together in a peaceful way. So
It's the unity lah,
yeah,
right?
so through their content, they can break stereotypes. So I think that's a good thing.
And honestly, in a world that's so divided, these influences are like Wi-Fi, connecting us all. Like even the signal gets shaky sometimes,
Whoa.
just like our Mahala's Wi-Fi.
Wow,
We are
Wi-Fi.
still united,
That's
guys.
that is a good analogy.
Yeah,
I love
even
that.
even our Wi-Fi is like not there.
Stable.
Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But we're still together
Yes.
as the residents of Mahala Zayed. So I think that's all for today's episode, Mara.
Yes, that's all for today's episode of MusMate. Thank you so much, Neely. Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
Myra.
Whether the Muslim influences we mentioned are Haya or
Yeah.
Haiyaaa, do comment and share your thoughts.
Let us know. MusMate signing out.
Bye.
Bye.